Hi and welcome to the Online Marketing for Schools podcast. My name is Michael Imbruggen, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about the fundraising event that Ad8 put on last week with Dr. Alan Kirby. This was at City Point College, and he raised a number of interesting points about fundraising for school. But in this podcast episode, I want to do something a little different. I want to ask you a question, and I want to invite you to be the expert and answer for me, why would a school bother fundraising? So this is something that, when I look at the My School website, I can see the total net recurrent income for a number of schools. And the schools that I'm dealing with have a net recurrent income of 10 million to 30 million a year. So at this event, it seemed the general consensus was that it was reasonably difficult to raise even $500,000 a year through fundraising. So my question is, if you're making 10 to 30 million a year, why would you bother, spending all this time and effort to raise $500,000? So maybe that there's some discrepancy in the My School data there. Perhaps that is before wages have been taken out for school staff. Perhaps there's other expenses there that aren't accounted for in that data. But I'd like to do something a little different this week and invite you to be the expert and tell me, why would a school bother fundraising? So I noticed there was a number of interesting points that Dr. Alan Kirby raised, and a couple of those were, number one, that he uses events a lot to raise money for a school, to bring in like a private group of people who are giving a lot of money. That was the second thing. He uses the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the income derived from his fundraising efforts come from 20% of the people he talks to, or 20% of his target market. Another thing that was interesting that he does is he uses capital fundraising events as opposed to annual giving, which means he's raising money for specific projects each year. And he also had a very long-term goal planned out for the buildings that were going to be planned for the school, that were going to be developed, and the fundraising program that was going to go into these. So these were 5 to 10 years out, and there was a building assigned to this plan every year. So he had a number of points, but obviously there's something there with the income that a school is deriving from student fees, and there's also capital, there's grants that are given to schools for building projects. So it raises the question, why would a school bother fundraising? So please add your comments below this video. I invite you to be the expert here and tell me exactly why a school would bother fundraising. So that's it for this week. I look forward to reading your comments and getting a bit of a discussion happening here. Please leave your comments below this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.